My name's Leanne Croucher and I'm originally from Middlesbrough and now I live in Yarm with my husband and 3 kids. My dad left when I was about 2 months old. My mum, she met another Englishman. She had 2 kids with him and then he left. Then she met somebody else and had another baby. And he's brought me up for the past 20 years as his own. So to me, he's my role model as a father. Growing up as a child without my real dad, my brothers and sisters going to their dads for weekends, you know, my youngest sister having her dad there 24/7, you know, it always felt like there was a part missing because I didn't really fit in because my dad, he left because he likes alcohol and parties. He's been in and out of my life over the 27 years, but when I reached 21 and he came drunk and just wanted to take me to pubs and stuff, I stopped contact with him. I didn't want to know him anymore. My stepdad, John, he's been there for me through everything. You know, like taking me for shoes, taking me shopping, you know, if ever I had any problems, like in school, I could always go to him. You know, he'd always try his best to keep me close to him. Maybe he felt sorry for me but yeah, he's even still now, him and my mum broke up about 2 years ago. He still comes sees me, he still sees my kids as his grandkids. You know, he's never cut contact with us, even though he's not with my mum anymore. For my parents, they're non-believers. They don't believe in anything. I think they just believe in the Big Bang. So religion wasn't mentioned ever when we were growing up. I didn't even know that Muslims didn't eat pork until I met my husband. You know, so I went to a non-religious school and I was just the normal, very wild child. Maybe because I didn't have my real dad, maybe that's why I was so wild. I don't know. None of it ever got mentioned, like no religion whatsoever ever got mentioned. I didn't mix with religious kids. We didn't know religious people. So it just wasn't something that was ever talked about till I met my husband. Christmas to us was just a nice Christmas tree, nice decorations, flashy lights, loads of presents, loads of food, alcohol. That's all Christmas was to us. And Easter was just chocolate, bunnies, Easter eggs, nothing religious, never. I left school in my last year, I didn't do any GCSEs, nothing. My mum was just like, if you don't want to go to school today, get your uniform on, walk halfway to school. When your dad's gone to work, come home. You know, she wasn't really forcing school on me. When it was due to sit my exams, she took me for like my eyebrow pierced, my tongue pierced. You know, she wasn't really forcing education on us whatsoever. I think I just put it down to the fact that I never had my real dad there. So I went searching for him. And, you know, when I found him, it was just like, that's not, you know, even with him in my life, to be honest, it made it worse. Because he'd want to come down from Scunthorpe and just take me pubs. If we wanted to go out for something to eat, it'd be in a pub. You know, every time it'd just be him drinking. And that's the only thing that he wanted to do with me. Like, he didn't want to take me pictures or, you know, out for nice meals. It had to be somewhere in a pub where we could watch football and have a beer. No, it wasn't. So I cut from him. Before I met my husband, I used to question, you know, like, why are people here? Why do animals exist? What are the trees all about? You know, how did this world become what it is today? You know, people kind of just appeared on the earth. There must be a reason. But I'd never ask anybody because religion wasn't you know, talked about. We didn't know anything about it, like totally dumb towards religion. So me going to my mum and saying that to her, I didn't feel comfortable, you know, like I could ask her something like that. So when I met Mohammed when I was nearly 20, and we started talking, and, you know, he'd tell us about religion and about the Prophet and about, you know, what's haram, what's halal. I got interested in it, to the point where we ended up getting married. Like everything he was telling me, because it was new to me, and it was like laws, like you don't live chaos. You know, you've got rules, set rules, you know, that you can live by choice, not like just all over the place. So I was quite interested, you know, in what he had to say. And when I met his mum, you know, and we lived with his mum for a while, and she really, you know, educated me, my oldest daughter, and his cousins Fatima and Zainab. I travelled down to London to see them. I think seeing them wearing the hijab made it more easier and more comfortable for me to put the hijab on, because they're more my age. So seeing, you know, young girls, you know, that I can sit and talk to, and they're just like normal people. Like, before, if I see someone with a hijab on, it's like scary, you know, because I didn't know anything. But when I sit and talk with Fatima, Zainab, it's like they're just normal people, you know. Can have a normal conversation with them, can ask them anything and they'll be honest. It's like I found it interesting what he was telling me. So, and the way his family were living. You know, when we lived with his mum for a while, I seen the way his family were living, you know, everyone was coming around for tea, everything was nice and clean. I just liked the way of life in that house around a Muslim family. I liked the way, you know, things were different to the way I got brought up. It was nice, so I looked into it. I asked him questions, I asked his mum questions, I texted his cousins. I like to, you know, and I'm just talking and I'm asking questions, I'm finding out new things, and that's why I converted. We went to the mosque in Farnaby on Westbury Street. I was so nervous, a bit like I am now. And I was saying it, the sheikh was telling me in Arabic, and I was trying to pronounce it back in Arabic, and his uncle's video recording it, and it was probably the best and worst day of my life, to be honest. I was just so nervous and scared, and I was saying it all wrong. But it didn't matter because they didn't care, really. They didn't look at me and say, you know what, you don't even know it, so why should we even let you into our religion, you know? They were just so nice, even though I was getting it all wrong. I was saying oven about 20 times, and he was trying to correct me, and I just kept saying oven because I didn't know what he was saying. It was amazing. I wasn't expecting it. His mum came all the way back from Egypt to be in the mosque when we got married. You know, his uncle Anwar and his wife Vicky and Ehsan and all of his family were just so welcoming. And then when I went to London to meet, you know, the rest of the family, it was amazing. I loved it. They were just... It was like I'd known them forever, you know. It was easy to be comfortable around them. It was nice. It was probably better than meeting an English person's family, to be honest. You know, none of my family agree to me being a Muslim. They'd hate the fact that I'm bringing my kids up as Muslims, but they'll be nice just to keep the peace. So, and even my own family can't, you know, pull me away. They've tried many times. Like me and my husband, we fall out. And, oh, leave him, he's no good for you. And, you know, they've tried loads of times to get me to leave him, take the kids and just bring them up to be non-believers. But I don't want the life that I had for my kids. Must have been about 4 years later, maybe longer. I think living with his mum, spending time with Yasmin and, you know, the girls in his family that are younger, more my age, who wear the hijab, you know, going to their weddings and meeting other women my age who wear the hijab, you know, seeing the life that they live as a Muslim, as a person, and wearing the hijab. You know, it's not really, I'm not sure, like, seeing them made it more comfortable for me to wear the hijab. So I started looking into it more, YouTube, books, asking questions to his mum, and then I just decided, you know what, it's not going to hurt giving it a go. So I bought some hijabs, and even before I wore the hijab, my daughter, she used to wear the hijab for school. We used to put a little tiny hijab on her and send her to nursery. You know, she'd come home and she would be just the same person that I sent. So she's not getting any confrontation from it, you know, so if she can do it, why can't I do it? If she's strong enough to wear it and she's only a little tiny baby, I'm a grown person, I know the religion, you know, I've studied it, I've asked questions, why aren't I strong enough? So I just give it a go. I didn't really speak to him about it because me wearing the hijab wasn't really a topic at that time for him to be asking me. So I ordered some online with Yasmin, his cousin, and they came through the post, and I just put it on and I walked. We went to get into the car, and he was like, oh, my God, I'm so proud of you, you look so beautiful, you know, I love you so much, you know, all that soppy stuff. You know, when I was walking down the street, like in the town, shopping with my hijab on, people giving me funny looks, I just felt so powerful. Like, I just look at them and I just smile. Like, you know, they're giving me funny looks, but it doesn't bother me. It makes me feel, like, stronger, like, you know what, in your face. It's my head. I'll put what I want on it, and if you don't like it, don't look at me. You know, there's other people around, look at them. And it just makes me smile, to be honest. I don't think Islam oppresses women by them covering, because not all women are forced to cover. You know, the women, they study it. They study the past, they study the Prophet, they study his family, and they decide themselves to wear it. You know, it's not like you meet a Muslim man and the next day he's making you wear a headscarf, because no other human being can make a human being do something that they do not want to do. It's not physically possible. You know, if my heart's set on not wearing the hijab, there's nothing my husband can do to make me wear it, so I'm not oppressed as a woman. See, when I first met him, I used to watch Peace TV, you know, and then we got, you know, the big satellite installed, and I found Ahl Bayt TV, and I was between both of them, like, you know, for a bit I'll watch Peace TV, and then for a little bit I'll watch Ahl Bayt TV. And to be honest, me, myself, as a person, I was more drawn to Ahl Bayt TV, you know, the different stories that were getting told on the show, you know, the fact that there's more women on there than what these on Peace TV made it more comfortable for me to watch as a person. And that's why I think I've never really looked into Sunny, because I'm not really interested in looking into it, because that TV show, it bored me. I'm all for the TV, me. You know, I watch Zara Alawi all the time. I don't know, she seems to me like more of a person that, even though she's on the TV, you can click with her. You know, when she's talking, I just like to listen to her, and I like to see her. I think I'm obsessed, to be honest. I changed my daughter's name to Zara. See, when she was first born, I didn't look into you know, the Shia or the Sunni religion. I was looking into Muslim religion, like as a whole, and my daughter, she was born, and I named her Aisha. When I looked further into it and I started watching Ahl Bayt TV, you know, and asking questions, I changed her name when she was 3 to Zara Muhammad instead of Aisha Muhammad. I think the only difficulties is with the people who know you. So my family, I lost quite a few friends. I don't see my family as often as what I used to. I'll invite them round to eat on Sundays, you know, and I try and be as normal, like I'll make a Sunday dinner, I won't cook Arabic food, or I'll just make a normal Sunday dinner. I try and get them round as much as I can on, like, once a week, but I think you just lose contact with people who you thought were close, but obviously they're not close, because they should, if someone's close to you, it's you as a person, you know. So as soon as I changed my religion, I started wearing my headscarf. I lost quite a lot of people, which I'm not bothered about. I gained a lot more. You know, is it Lady Fatima, when she was stood behind the door when she was pregnant and the door got slammed and she lost the baby and she broke a rib, you know, that it's heart-wrenching, you know. My 7-year-old daughter, she tells me that story all the time, you know, and Rakia, you know, crying herself to death over the head of her dad being put in front of her, you know, things like that, you know. It's nice, you know, to see, you know, that side of things, what you wouldn't really see day to day, you know. It's like, how can somebody be that much of a strong person, that much of a strong believer, you know, that they'll cry, like they'll go to war for their own life because of something they believe so strongly in, you know, and the kids, you know, risking the kid's life, you know, holding a baby up for water and the arrow going into his neck, and, you know, it's like, it's sad, really sad. Any parent, religion or no religion, wants to bring the kids up to the best of their ability. You know, now I've got religion added on to my ability. You know, the best of my ability is to bring them up to be good, strong Muslim people, especially, you know, my girls. I've seen so many strong Muslim women from my husband's side of the family that I would love my daughters to look up to and be like. I don't want them to be like me growing up, or my sisters growing up, or, you know, them people around us that are going drinking and partying, and I don't want them to be like that. I want them to be strong, independent women. It brings tears to my eyes, like, you know, as a parent having to face difficulties like with a child with an illness, you know, that I thought, like, that is bad enough, like, as a parent. But to see what these parents went through, like the Prophet, you know, what Fatima and Hussein and Rakia, you know, what they all had to go through, it's just, like, it's nothing compared to the difficulties we face now. Nothing. Oh, he cooks. Today, actually, he cooked us chicken and rice, and he washed the pots after, you know. Some things, like Arabic foods, I can't really cook, so he'll cook it, you know. He'll make me cups of coffee, you know. He'll sit with the kids, he'll do the homework with them, you know. He'll sit and teach them Arabic, you know, give me 10 minutes breather, just time out really away from the kids, because I'm with them 24/7, you see. So yeah, he likes to do things with the kids. Through Ramadan, Zara, she likes to try and do her best to fast. I fast, I think I've only done one full fast though in the 7 years, because I've been pregnant. 1 year, my daughter, she got really poorly with measles, you know, so I think you just face obstacles especially in Ramadan. You know, it's so difficult to finish your fast. But with the years that you do finish your fast, you just feel like so different. It's, you know, when you've just got out of the shower and you just feel so fresh. It's like so fresh, but from the inside. You know, like everything's clean, the whole part of your body's just been, it's like your soul's just been washed. It's just so nice afterwards. After we've finished our holy month of Ramadan and we celebrate Eid and we have lots of presents and lots of food to make up for the past 40 days. I met Joanne at the children's school. I had my little baby, my youngest, Rakia, in the pram, and she came over and she's like, oh, so how old's this one then? And then from that, she just totally changed to being like, so you're a Muslim, so you come from a Muslim family, you know, I've been watching you for the past year, but I didn't really want to come and talk to you. I was a bit like shy or scared to come and talk to you, so now I've seen the baby and I've asked how old she is, you've got no choice but to talk to me, you know. And since then, we're the best of friends. At that time, I was going through a really difficult time when I met Joanne. You know, family life was really bad. And she just helped me stay on track with the religion, with my kids, you know, with my husband. She was my angel sent from God. To be honest, his family they were just so easy and so welcoming. You know, they didn't judge me for my past, they didn't judge me for not wearing my headscarf, you know. So it was really easy. It was easy for me to go and sit at the table next to his mum and eat with her, you know. And it was easy for me to go into his family's house because they were just so welcoming, non-judgmental. So we haven't really faced any difficulties in that way because of his family, to be honest. I'm lucky to have such a nice extended family. My brothers I've probably seen once a year, Christmas time. You know, my family, we're just not that close anymore. Like, the only person really that still we're close to is my stepdad. He's still always on the phone. My nana, she stayed really, really close to me. She loves my kids and she doesn't judge me on how I bring them up. She said, I didn't judge your mother on how she brought you up. She brought you up to be non-believers and to choose your own religion when you're grown up. And you've chose yours. If she doesn't like it, then that's up to her. You know, but my nana, she still is close. I probably, you know, the life I was living before, you know, I probably wouldn't even be alive to this day if I carried on the way I was going. You know, I think it was destiny for me and my husband to meet and to be where we are now, to get to the point of 3 kids, nice house, you know, a nice relationship between us. We're strong for our kids. But if I never have met him, I'd probably be dead, most definitely. I personally don't go to the mosque. I've got 2 young ones at home. You know, they're a handful. My husband tried taking my little boy for a lecture before and he had to come out because he caused havoc. Inshallah, when my kids are a bit older and they're more understanding and I find a mosque, you know, which I feel comfortable, you know, going to, is, to be honest, going, as I don't know many Muslim women, just like Joanne and Yasmin, she's still only a bairn. So to go to a mosque by myself, I've only met Joanne recently for about 6 months. So before that was just me. My husband's mum was away backwards and forwards all the time from Egypt. So it was really difficult for me, you know, as the men go one way, the women go the other way. It just wasn't easy for me to go to the mosque. And now I've got the 2 babies. Once they're a bit grown up, inshallah, me and Joanne will start going to lectures together. We have been looking at them. But we just like to watch Ahl Bayt TV by ourselves with some popcorn. Well, I like children's hour. We like to have fun. we like the Fast Train song, you know. My son, he likes to listen to all the poems on YouTube, and you know there's new ones on Applebait TV, you know, and you can see the people and English translation. You know, it's English people that are talking, so it's easy for us all to understand. Where if it was Arabic, to be honest, I probably wouldn't watch it because I wouldn't read the subtitles. So I think that's really good that it's in English for us to watch it. Well, for about 3 years, I was donating £10 a month. I got a canvas of the mosques in Iraq sent through the post as a gift for donating. It's really nice. It's in my front room on the wall. And for some reason, it stopped. I think maybe I missed a payment, so the bank had cancelled it. So I got a phone call just, you know, asking if everything was all right, why we stopped, you know, and I didn't even know that it stopped. So when I gave her my bank details and my name, obviously she realised that I wasn't a Muslim, so she asked me questions, and then she asked if I'd like to be on the show. Not to be, just have the door open, you know, to study, you know, just flick through on the internet, just look at, you know, little things, and if you find it interesting, look more into it. Just don't be so like shallow-minded just to what people are telling you.